What if I told you that Iran, yes, modern-day Iran, plays a crucial role in the Bible's grand story of prophecy and world events? When people think of the Bible, they often think of Israel, Egypt, or Babylon. But few realize that Persia, today's Iran, was not just another ancient empire. It was a nation specifically named in prophecy to shape the destiny of God's chosen people. Iran's biblical roots go all the way back to Noah. After the flood, Noah's sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, became the ancestors of all nations. From Japheth came Madai, the ancestor of the Medes, who settled in the region that would become Iran. These Medes, together with the Persians, formed one of the greatest empires the world has ever seen, the Medo-Persian Empire. Centuries later, under Cyrus the Great, the Persians rose to power. The Persian Empire stretched from India to North Africa, ruling over many lands mentioned in the Bible, including Israel and Babylon. But Persia's true significance wasn't just military power, it was how God used Persia to fulfill his promises. In 539 BC, Cyrus conquered Babylon and issued a decree that changed everything. He allowed the Jewish people to return to Jerusalem and rebuild the temple, just as the prophet Jeremiah had foretold 70 years earlier. More than a century before Cyrus was even born, the prophet Isaiah called him by name, describing him as God's shepherd, anointed to free Israel. Isaiah 44 verse 28 and 45:1 declare that God would use a foreign king, a pagan, to restore his people. This is one of the most astonishing fulfillments of prophecy. God used a nation outside his covenant to rescue Israel. Persia's role didn't end with Cyrus. In the book of Esther, during the reign of King Xerxes I, a plot arose to exterminate the Jews living throughout the Persian Empire. Through God's providence, Esther, a young Jewish woman, became queen. Encouraged by her uncle Mordecai, she risked her life to reveal her identity and plead for her people. Her courage saved the Jews from destruction, a story still celebrated today during the Jewish festival of Purim. Once again, God used Persia as an instrument to protect Israel. Persia is also central in Daniel's visions. In Daniel 2, King Nebuchadnezzar dreams of a statue. The chest and arms of silver represent the Medo-Persian Empire, which would succeed Babylon. In Daniel 7, the bear raised up on one side symbolizes the combined strength of the Medes and Persians. In Daniel 8, Daniel sees a ram with two horns, again Medes and Persians, charging in all directions until it's defeated by a goat, representing Greece and Alexander the Great. All of this shows that Persia's rise and fall were no accidents of history, but part of God's plan. Even after Persia fell to Greece, its influence remained. Many believe that the Magi, the wise men who visited the infant Jesus, came from the Persian region. These scholars, possibly Zoroastrian priests, recognized the star that announced the birth of the King of the Jews. Persia's ancient wisdom and traditions continue to echo through the Bible's pages. But Persia's story doesn't end in the past. In Ezekiel 38-39, Persia, modern Iran, appears again in end-times prophecy. The prophet describes a coalition of nations including Persia, that will rise against Israel in the final days, the war of Gog and Magog. Though the details are still debated, Persia's inclusion shows its role in God's plan for humanity is not over yet. From Noah's descendants to Cyrus the Great, from the Magi to the prophecies of the end times, Iran's connection to the Bible runs deep. Persia's story reminds us that no empire, no matter how unlikely, is beyond God's reach. He uses whomever he wills to fulfill his promises. So the next time you hear about Iran in the news, remember, it's not just modern politics. It's part of a story written long ago, pointing us to the faithfulness of a God who moves nations to keep his word. If you enjoyed this, like, comment, and subscribe for more biblical mysteries uncovered. See you in the next video.